Alrighty, as promised, due to ticking off the 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, I'm going to answer the questions that were submitted through IG. So I thought I'd make it a little bit more exciting because I'm going to answer the questions while testing out some Asian snacks. So some snacks I have tried, some I haven't, some I just don't even know what they actually are. So I thought it would be interesting to try a couple of things, and I'll while answering the questions, I'll give my review on the snacks and see how we go from there. So to kick off the Q&A, Anita Baz saying, what started your love for Japan? Probably a couple of things. As a basic 12, 13-year-old kid, I was introduced to Dragon Ball Z cartoons in the mornings before school. At the time, I didn't really understand that they were Japanese cartoons per se, but later on down the track, I figured out that it was made by Japanese illustrators and artists, and that led me to finding out more about the genre of anime more broadly, discovering other animes like Naruto. So that's one part of my love for Japan. A second part would definitely be the food. If there was one sort of food that I could probably never avoid, it would be Japanese food. So ramen, sushi, things like that. I've been eating that every week for as long as I can remember. And then just thirdly, more of like a more recent love for Japan is just the people. And I think that it comes a lot from sort of their traditions and their culture, going all the way back to the samurai, which was highly built on sort of respect and loyalty and living by a code. And I think that those principles have translated to modern day, and that's why they're such a respectful and nice people today. All right, so let's try some snacks here. We have the Pakila. They look like some sort of chocolate wafer stick. I've never tried these before. I don't know what the flavor is. That's what we're working with here. That's damn good. So it's like two wafer pieces on each side with like some soft chocolate through the middle. That's solid. Actually has nutrition, 38 calories per stick, I assume. Not bad at all. All right, question number 2 from Kyle. Hybrid athlete nutrition and completion of daily endurance cardio. So if you haven't already seen it, I would suggest going to watch my Becoming a Better Athlete video that's on the channel. Specifically, it was designed for hybrid athletes, i.e. people who training for strength sports or trying to build size while also training for endurance or fitness. So some of the main things to focus on as a hybrid athlete: split your endurance training and your strength training across the day, ideally with the biggest gap between them as possible. If your endurance training, you really want to be making substantial effort with your nutrient timing, so making sure that you're having a really good serving of carbohydrates before that training session. If the training session's going longer than an hour, also have some carbohydrates during the session, and then immediately after the training, making sure you're having some carbohydrates again, plus some protein quite quickly and there. But yeah, I go into a lot more detail on that Becoming a Better Athlete video, so I'd suggest going to watch that one. All right, let's get some snacks going. All right, we have the Krusty's salted egg tomato potato chips. That is a mouthful. I do like salted egg. That's sort of like a very traditional, I guess, Asian flavor. A lot of people can't stand it, but I like it, so I'm feeling positive about these. Oh yeah, they're damn good. If you don't like egg, you're gonna hate it, like eggy egg flavor. Like the yolky flavor, but I like it a lot. All right, question number 3. Favorite anime growing up and favorite one right now and the impact it's had on you. Favorite anime growing up would hands down be Dragon Ball Z. That was the first one I was introduced to before I even knew what anime was, or just what cartoons were cartoons. But the impact it had on me, like 12, 13-year-old kid who only played sports, didn't know what a dumbbell was. After watching Dragon Ball Z, I quickly learnt that I liked the look of muscle, and a lot of muscle. And I also liked fighting. So here we are today. I lift weights, trying to build muscle, eat the special diet, trying to build muscle, and I also fight, competing in boxing. So I dare say that Dragon Ball Z had a big impact on me in framing sort of what I wanted to do later on in life. Current favorite anime, Naruto, hands down. It is, I cannot put into words my love for Naruto, and every few episodes it just consistently blows my mind, and every time I think it's not going to get any better, they somehow find a way to make it better. It's just the story development, the character development, the messages that are throughout the show. It's impacted me in a number of ways, and a number of ways specifically with my mindset and how I approach my training and my discipline, and things like that. But honestly, if you're ever looking to become motivated and reasons to sort of be disciplined and work towards a goal, Naruto covers that in spades. So yeah, it's definitely Naruto is one of those shows that I feel like you need a mature mind to really appreciate it, and there's a shitload of episodes, so you need to be very patient. Don't expect sort of action the whole way through or anything like that. You've got to be able to appreciate the dialogue and listen and understand the messages, because a lot of the messages will just go straight over people's heads, but they don't go over my head, they hit me right here. Right, what have we got next? Feeling something sweet. We have the Demon Slayer cola somethings. Look like little Maltesers, but let's have a look. So it's got Tanjiro on the front. As a side note, Demon Slayer, highly recommend. That's a show where it's just sort of action from the get-go, from episode 1, and it just very little filler. It just goes hard all the way through. Man, these are weird as hell. Check that. Like these little prune suckers. Or like grapes. They are weird. Tanjiro, you can do better than that. 6 out of 10. Nah, 5 out of 10. Would not eat again. Jordan asks, best ramen in Perth. For me, it would have to be Ippudo, which I guess is a less sexy answer because Ippudo's been around since basically ramen was invented, not in Australia but in Japan. But yeah, my favorite ramen is just the OG traditional, like tonkatsu broth with some char siu pork, salted egg, mushroom, bamboo shoots, things like that. I don't like these sort of Western version fried chicken ramens and all these sort of fancy different sauces. I just like the OG. So Ippudo absolutely nails their OG ramen. The next question from Jim. When did you start watching anime and your opinion on Haikyuu? Good question, Jim. So actually I think I already answered this one. I started watching my first animes would be Dragon Ball and Pokemon. because they were just the animes that were shown on free-to-air TV before school, Cheese TV for the Australians. So yeah, they were the two animes that I basically grew up on. Now, Haikyuu, for those who don't know, is a more recent anime that focuses on a high school volleyball team, and you might think it sounds lame, but honestly, like, I get damn hyped watching that show. There's only 50 episodes out so far, but if you love sport and you love training, you'll get a massive kick out of that show. I never knew how much I liked volleyball until I watched Haikyuu. So yeah, highly recommend that anime if you're into sports. All right, next snack. It says Japan potato 100%. It looks like sick. It's in Evangelion sponsored chip. So Evangelion's like a really old school anime. One of the OGs. I don't know what flavor or anything this is, but we're gonna try it anyway. It looks like just like a Smith's, I guess, thin cut. It says Shio flavor, which is basically just like salt or soy, and it honestly just tastes like a salted chip. So this is from CTLA_6. Out of all the anime, why is Naruto so highly loved by yourself? I sort of answered this question before, but to go in more depth, I just find that I associate with the characters and the messages on a very, very deep level. Like you can probably guess that I wouldn't get things inked on my body if I didn't associate with these characters. So I've got Naruto, Kurama, and then Rock Lee. So Naruto I associate with very deeply because I feel like I relate to him. I can be a bit of a clown and jokester most of the time, to be honest, but when it comes to training or working towards my goals or things like that, it's just not a joking matter whatsoever. And like Naruto, I'll sacrifice a lot to achieve what I set my mind to do. And Rock Lee, he's sort of like the epitome of hard work can beat talent. So he's not gifted like a Naruto or a Sasuke or anything like that. He doesn't even have ninjutsu, which is like the powers. He can only do taijutsu, which is like hand-to-hand combat. But he basically just says, screw that, I'll just train harder than anyone, and I'll become just as good a ninja as the rest of you. So his work ethic is hugely motivational. So small things like that is why I find I connect to Naruto so deeply. What nutrition accreditation do you have? How did I study nutrition? This is from Daniel Moore. So my little backstory, I have an undergraduate degree, double major in sports science and exercise and health. I also have an honours degree in exercise physiology. That was where I was introduced to more specific and advanced nutrition for sports performance. And then from there, that's when I was offered a scholarship position to complete my PhD at the university, and that was specifically focused on clinical and sports nutrition. So when you do a PhD, you have to basically focus on a certain component of sports science or exercise physiology, and I knew from quite early on that nutrition was where my passion lied. Outside of that, I also have my certifications with Sports Nutrition Australia. So for anyone who's not looking to go down the university track but still want to work in the sports nutrition domain, Sports Nutrition Australia certs can be a good place to go. All right, I'm hella thirsty after those chips. So we're going to try the new I say new, but it's only new because I haven't seen it. It says salt and lychee Pepsi from Japan. I'm thinking lychee is lychee because it sort of looks like that, but the salt has thrown me off. Let's give this a shot. It's definitely lychee, 100%. It's not bad though. Still doesn't touch the Pepsi Max Raspberry. Next question. Bulma or Chi-Chi waifu material by _RB53. Chi-Chi is not waifu material because she would make your life a living hell. She keeps her boys on leashes. Bulma is waifu, hands down. We're going sweets here. I do not have any idea what this is. Some sort of candy, but we got faces and big Japanese lettering on it. Taking my life into my own hands here. Oh, it's like fizzy gum. It's weird, there's all these bubbles going in my mouth. I don't even want to chew that. That's going back in the bag. All right, next question from BoJackson90. Are you able to post your weekly workout routine? My weekly workout routine, well, basically the workout I did for the last 3 months, my Future Trunks program, last 2 months, I should say. I made that available for download, and I'll drop the link to purchase that program in the description box below. I need a snack. Keep the brain juices going. We've got the Melty Kiss fruity strawberry. Oh, the little packet. Little chocky. Oh yeah. Need another Melty Kiss before you go on. It's the best kiss I've ever had. Question from Brendan Oprinsky. Have you watched One Piece? No, I haven't. I have a completer syndrome, which basically means if I start something, I have to finish it, otherwise I go mad. So the fact that it has 950 plus episodes has basically just scared me out of it up to now. But it is absolutely one that I plan to watch just when I have a little bit more free time. I'm not so committed with my PhD and whatnot, where I can actually bang out a good chunk of the episodes. We've got, this is possibly the best bag of front image on a bag of chips I've ever seen. We've got a lady in a suit drinking a beer with a fish head. There are little fishy shapes as well. Oh yeah, rate that. It's like remember the little like chicken shapes? Favorite Dragon Ball character aside from Goku or Vegeta from Tom Stanley? Future Trunks was hands down be my favorite. Saksham has, do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do. Everyone knows that I'm in a complicated relationship with Lady Tsunade at the moment. She just doesn't know about it yet. What got you into anime from Sard? I've sort of answered this question already, but watching Dragon Ball and Pokemon as a kid, I really loved those shows. And then when I was sort of 16, 17, I learnt that there was this concept of anime, like Japanese cartoons. And that led me to sort of diving more specifically into Japanese entertainment and manga and things like that. And basically it's just been love for anime ever since. All right, we got a snack. These look good. We've got mint cream Oreos. Really strong minty flavor. I like that. From Jim LeBay, when did you initially start working out? I started lifting weights around 14, 15, not to try and get jacked or try to build muscle, just so I could get stronger for football. I played sports pretty much my whole life. So yeah, I just wanted to make my body a bit stronger to tackle and bump people and whatnot. And then my training sort of specialized, I guess, on trying to actually build muscle maybe from around 18 years old. Josh Lancaster asks, how old are you? I'm 26, but sometimes inside I feel like I'm still 16. These gotta be good. Pikachu chips. Doesn't say what flavor. It's like those little fry chips. It tastes hella weird. Not a fan, eh? I don't know what that flavor is. It tastes like herbs. No, it's a good kind of herb. There. I am a Bicken. This is his handle. Favorite cheat meal. I don't have cheat meals where I just gorge myself or eat things that are just completely off my plan. Like I don't break my plan. But if there was one food that I love, like that I'd happily eat light in the day to fit in with my nutrition targets for the day, it would be ramen, sushi, and thick chunky cookies. But I don't eat them that often because they are bitches to try to fit in your calories for the day. Hamed Alagani asks, how tall are you? I am 179 centimeters or 5'11" for the Americanas. Looks like pear something. Some straight up lollies. Nah, tastes like pear. Not much to report. Parmeat16 asks, what is the best anime? Naruto Shippuden, hands down. Have you watched Tokyo Ghoul from Y102515? Yes, I have. First season was fucking sick. Second season was good. Third season was the worst piece of anime I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know what they were thinking there, but very sad. Levi Linos asks, how much body fat should I get to during a bulk before I commit to a cut? Really struggling going back and forth. Basically, my general advice is if you can't see outlines of your abs and you can't see any outline of vascularity, you probably don't have any business bulking further than that unless you're a powerlifter or a strongman or something like that. So that's probably a good time to cut. What does that look like as actual numbers? Well, it's probably going to be around about a 15% body fat level on a DEXA scan and somewhere around a 12% body fat if you're using skin folds, because skin folds always underestimates body fat. So yeah, 12 to 15 depending on what sort of measure you use. I don't like going much above that. It's Dieri asks, can I create an anime song for you? I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna say yes. Hofessor asks, if you're an anime character, who would you rather fight, Vegeta or Sasuke? I need a snack to think about this question. I swear that looks like a butthole on the front of that one. Kind of tasty, but okay, I've come up with my answer. I would want to fight Vegeta because if I fought Sasuke, I would just get wrecked in his genjutsu and he'd just put me in hypnosis and I'd just be in La La Land, not being able to do anything. These babies have been calling my name for a little while. I actually love these. They go nuts for them in China, these fish skins, and Singapore. The best brand is the Irvins. This looks like maybe a copy of the Irvins. It's acquired taste for sure. If you don't like fishy fish taste, you won't like these. But I don't really eat that much fish, and I like these too, so it's so good. It's sort of like pork crackle, but with a fish. Seth Weisman asks, how to bulk or optimize a calorie surplus properly? The biggest point I'd say is don't go too fast. If you go too fast, you'll fuck it up. And by too fast, I mean eat too much and gain weight too quickly. Ideally, you should be gaining nothing more than 0.2 to 0.5% of your body weight per week. So that might just only look like 150 grams on the scale per week. And a lot of people get impatient and think they're not growing fast enough, and then they pile in a bunch more food, but it doesn't really speed up the muscle loss anymore, muscle gain anymore, but it absolutely speeds up the fat gain. And something to remember, like 150 grams in a week, like that's 600 grams a month. Do that over a year, Like you're looking at 7 kilos of weight gain across 12 months. And if the large majority of that is actual lean tissue, the muscle mass, damn, you're making some good gains. So yeah, my biggest advice would be don't go too fast, and don't get less disciplined with your hitting of macros just because you're in like an off season. Becca B asks, why is Vegeta better than Son Goku? That's a really good question. Actually, it's a good question, but I know my answer. I just want to try lolly first. I love me some mango everything. The Asians, they kill it with their lollies, I swear. Damn good. Goku is stronger than Vegeta, but the reason I like Vegeta best is his mindset and work ethic is just on another level. However hard Goku trains, Vegeta's gonna find a way to train harder. And like, yes, there might be some points where Vegeta probably does overtrain, but his ability to just sort of push past pain barriers and to put everything on the line and invest like basically his whole entire soul, mind, body and everything into moving towards his goals is extremely motivating for me. And I just find Goku just sort of sometimes takes the piss, and whereas Vegeta's like, nah, we don't have any time for joking around here. Like, we need to train all the time. So yeah, I think if for most people, we could all do a little bit better having a more of a Vegeta mindset and less of a Goku, let's just relax and enjoy ourselves type mindset. We've got a bubble man on the front there. Be really sure this isn't like a dishwashing tablet or something. Man, what's with these bubbly lollies? I don't like them. I reckon we got one more question in us here. I'm sorry to the people whose questions I don't get to. I don't want this to be an hour-long video. So last one from, maybe it was Cameron. Who is my favorite Naruto character? Naruto, for one, he'd be the top spot just because, like I said before, I associate with him and relate to him on quite a deep level. I also associate with him in terms of, it sounds corny, but like battling with your emotions or inner demons. And Naruto basically symbolizes this like battling with your inner demons, where Naruto literally has an inner demon with Kurama. And what you learn by watching the show is that you can either let your emotions control you, and that's when Kurama runs wild and takes over Naruto, and Naruto's powerless and there's a lot of destruction and turmoil. But later on in the show, Naruto basically learns to control his emotions, control his inner beasts, and actually use those emotions to make him stronger and make him better. And I think there's a lot to be said for that analogy. So he would be my favorite. And watching Naruto and learning about Naruto is, I think, has made me become a better person as well. Second favorite would be Rock Lee, just the epitome of work hard and work until the job is done, and don't ever be satisfied with any amount of work that you could have done, because there's always something more that you can be doing. So whenever my training starts getting hard, or whenever I start thinking about complaining about my diet, I just think what would Rock Lee would do, and Rock would just get on with the job. And then special mentions would have to go to Lady Tsunade, because we're probably going to get married one day, and Hinata, because she is the ultimate waifu and dream girl. All right, I've got a lot of weird flavors in my mouth at the moment. We got some fish, some cola, some chocolate. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. If you like this sort of stuff, I'm sure we can do another one in the future. So drop a comment below if you liked it. So thanks for watching.